Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Nosh. How's it going? How's everybody living? Hope everyone's doing fine. Hope everyone's doing well. We're gonna get right into it. As April started, or I would say, April, you are not the same person you were before April. Take a look in the mirror. You've changed. The things that you like, even down to the songs that you like, the music that you like, you've changed. Who you were in 2023 is no longer the same person. Who you were in 2024 is no longer the same person. Who you were back in 2017, you're not the same person. Because you grew. You grew. Most of you tackled down your insecurities. Most of you fought your demons and now made them your friends. Most of you looked at the things that you considered flaws and now you are basically either weaponizing them, I like that word, or you are actually using them as your superpowers. Okay? So, because remember, we're not perfect, but if we can take what's imperfect and make it perfect, that's you winning. Most of you don't even care about what people say about you or think about you. When you were that same individual that worried how people are going to see you, how are they going to perceive you, if they're going to like you or not. You're the same. You're same. No, you're not the same. Exactly. You're not the same. When you go somewhere now, you are putting yourself first. You're putting your peace and your sanity and the things that make you happy. You're putting those first. Things that make you uncomfortable? Nah, I'm good. Things that make you, not feel right inside? Nah, I'm good. Friendships that don't make you feel good. People that don't make you feel good. Relationships that don't make you feel good. Connections that don't make you feel good. You're like, nope, I'm good. I'm so good with this that I'm so good. This is where you're supposed to be right now. Because new contracts have been handed out. And if you showed up to receive your new contract, then this is how you're feeling. You're putting yourself first. You're choosing you. You're not chasing anybody. You're not asking anything from anybody. You're not begging anybody. You're not seeking validation. You really could care less. It's easy for you to walk away from people now. You don't sit there and think about, things overnight. Like, oh my God, what if I stop talking to them? Oh no, I've known them for so long. What's going to happen? No, you're not doing that. You're like, you know what? I don't like the way you talk to me. I don't want to talk to you again, ever. I don't like the way you looked at me. I don't like the way you made me feel. I don't like the compliment you gave me that you thought was a compliment, but actually was a backhanded compliment. I don't like the way you're so condescending. I don't like the way you're fake. Because all this time, I thought maybe that, because you're fake with other people, you're not fake with me. But now I'm realizing if you're fake with other people, you may be fake with me. You're waking up to that. You're understanding that the universe is giving you signs. When you ask for a sign and you get that sign, you stick with it. You don't go back and ask, oh, you know what? That sign wasn't to my liking. Can I get another one? When you hear a song on the radio or on your playlist, your ears go up like, wait, ooh, that's a message. You're no longer listening to music like you're just listening to music. You're really listening to music. When you're watching the movies that you're watching, when you're perceiving things that you're perceiving, you are really seeing things. That's if you showed up to sign for your new contract. Now, if you didn't show up for the new contract, then that means you're still running in the old contract. If you're still dealing with people that you're not supposed to be dealing with, you're still in a relationship that has been expired way over time. It's like, at this point, it's like cheese. It's not even spoiled milk. It's cheese at this point. It's like Munster cheese at this point. Yeah, it tastes good. It feels good. But is it really good? No, it's not. It's not good for your soul. Yeah, if you're ignoring the fact that you've gained weight while being in this relationship, when you used to be very healthy before that, Yeah, you're not supposed to be there, but you're still there. If you realize that you've been with someone and your beauty is starting to like drain and you're still choosing to be there, yeah, you didn't show up for the new contract. You stayed where you stayed and you decided to continue the contract. If you're still if you're still jealousing, if you're still being jealous of people, you're still envying people, you're still comparing yourself to people, you're still basically looking at others and being like, well, why do they have it and I don't? Why does she say it like that? Why is this? If you are still saying why, you definitely did not step into the new contract. But there's hope for you. There's a new contract that's going to come around in a couple more years. Maybe you need a little more time than the average person to complete this course. Everything is, you got to look at life like it's a course, okay? It's a course, it's a lesson. It's a teaching and learning experience. So if you're sitting in math class and at the end of the semester or at the end of the year, right? You got a big fat F on your paper, on your test, and you have to repeat the class again. Well, study harder. You're gonna have to study harder. You'll get through it. You'll get through it. But you're just probably gonna need a little more time than the top students, and it's okay. The top students right now, look at me sounding like a teacher. Well, hey, comes with the territory, right? The top students right now are in their new contract. They've signed the new contract and they're living in the new contract now. Where in the new contract, things are coming in quicker. You're manifesting faster. You're calling in the people that you're supposed to be around. You're calling in the love that you're supposed to have. You're calling in the opportunities that are meant for you. You know why? Because you chose yourself. You were given two choices, either to sit in the negativity and stay in it and keep thinking about negative thoughts over and over. If you did that, you're still in the old contract. If you decided that when a negative thought came into your head and you said, you know what, I don't have time for you, you're negative, go away, and you automatically replace that negative thought with 3 positive thoughts and 3 more positive thoughts on top of that one, man, you just basically let the train ride through with all these positive thoughts. You're the top student. You're the one who's sitting in the new contract because you realized how you've been creating your own life. And if you're still thinking and blaming other people, you are not in the new contract. You are not. They talked about how we're going to shift over into this dimension and that dimension and the 3D and the 4D. You know what? It's all symbology, okay? Those of you who are waking up and realizing the patterns, the situations in front of you as experiences, learning experiences on top of that, you guys are the ones that are signing, you signed your new contracts. Because if I'm not mistaken, if you go back 2008 up until this March, from 2008 up until the end of this March, this was a whole cycle for you. Some of you graduated from this cycle earlier, and some of you graduated from this cycle this past April. Some of you are still in the cycle. We have to understand, we got to include everybody. There's all types of categories. There's a category of I don't want to wake up. I'm going to continue sleeping and I'm just going to stay here. Then there's the category of no, I want to wake up. I'm trying to wake up. I'm going to wake up. Then there's the other category. I'm awake. I'm wide freaking awake and I see everything. And now, you know what? I'm going to start strategizing on how I want to use this for my advantage. Like, how is it that if I want to manifest, how do I let go? Okay, this is how I let go. All right, I let go. Oh my God, look, I manifested it. If you're still in the whole of, okay, I need to let this go in order to manifest this, you're learning. You're getting there. But if you're still in the, oh, I'm manifesting and nothing is happening. Oh, this is bullshit. Listen, you shouldn't even be watching this. Please click off because there is no room for that type of negativity in this atmosphere. So as a collective, you have to understand this. This is why we've been telling you that not everybody is going to come with you. Not everybody is going to go where you're going. Everyone has a separate journey. This is where your journey is. If you're still holding on to resentment, still holding on to grudges, still hating somebody, still not liking somebody, still sitting there looking at somebody's TikTok page or Instagram page, or for those of you who still use Facebook, hello, how's it going out there? You're still looking at somebody's page and being like, I still don't like her. Why is she like that? You ain't graduating. You stay in that stuck ass cycle because that's what you deserve, because you don't want to evolve. And this is something where you have to literally look inside your own shirt and be like, okay. Or as we say, that's how they say in my language, you know, look inside your shirt and see what you got under there. Stop looking at other people's shirts. Look at your own shirt. What we really mean to say is look in the mirror. See yourself for who you really are. And stop placing the blame on other people. Once you start taking accountability for all the things that you've done, and just remember that you've created all of this around you. Everybody that treated you the way that you got treated is because you created that. Everybody that left the way they left you is because you created that. Once you understand that and you make peace with that, you will be far ahead of the game. The whole point of the game is for you to become detached, understanding, compassionate, kind, and forgiving. These are the only things that are going to move you forward. I don't care what it is. I don't want to start hearing the story of, oh, but they did this and they did that. Trust me, people have done worse to people and those people have forgiven them. And then you have to understand, when I say forgive someone, it doesn't mean you become buddy with them. Forgiveness is for yourself. I don't think people I don't think people understand this concept yet. When you forgive someone, you're not becoming less than. You're not letting them win. You're forgiving them for yourself so you can move forward and start living the life that you need to live, that you're supposed to live, that you're meant to live. Forgiving someone is not caring about them anymore, feeling indifferent. When you start to feel indifferent about situations, people, places, and things, that's when you know you are graduating and you're moving forward. If you still have some lingering feelings about any situation or anything, that's what you need to work on. That's where you need to do this shadow work. Everybody talks about shadow work. Everybody talks about this and that and writing in my journal and doing this. Are you really doing shadow work though? Because if I name someone you don't like, are you going to cringe? Or are you going to be like, oh, okay, whatever, who cares? If you're the whatever, who cares, then yes, you've been doing your shadow work properly. But if you still hear somebody's name and you still cringe, you got issues. That shadow work ain't helping. You need to go a little deeper. Maybe you need to revisit that dark night of the soul. Remember in 2017, 2018, everybody was all fucking hard up on Dark Night of the Soul. Dark Night of the Soul. What happened to that? What happened to that? Shadow work. We're doing shadow work. If you're doing shadow work, then why are you still cringing when you see that person or when you hear that person's name? Why? Why do you care? Why do you give that person so much energy that person actually made you scrunch up your nose? You still got feelings there. I don't care what you tell me. You still got feelings there. Because it's supposed to come to a point, you know how you know when you don't have feelings? Or when it doesn't bother you. Literally doesn't bother you. That person can walk by you, you really don't care. To you, they really don't even exist. Because guess what? They don't exist in your timeline anymore. Till you still have feelings towards someone, you're still connected to them energetically. And in order to bypass that connection, in order to cut that connection, you really have to come to a point where you feel nothing. Once you feel nothing, congratulations, you've graduated. Now you got to find that other person that you don't like and try to do the same thing that you did with the other person that you cut cords with. Oh, another one, cutting cords. You can light as many candles as you want and cut cords. If you still feel something, again, somebody mentions their name and you're like, ew. Yeah, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. Hello, let's all be adults about this. You're not. So, with that being said, some of the collective just signed up for their new contract. Some of the collective is getting ready to sign up for their new contracts. Some of the collective is still far behind from signing the new contract because they're not willing to let go of the things that they should have let go a long time ago. You have to understand where you are today is nobody's fault or nobody's problem. Take accountability. Look around you, and maybe you need to listen to that Taylor Swift song. I'm the problem, it's me. At tea time, everyone agrees. Maybe the problem is you after all. If you keep making friends and you keep having fallouts, maybe it's you. Maybe you don't know how to pick right people. Maybe you give too much too soon. If people keep coming to you and asking for money and then they don't pay you back, maybe you're the problem. Stop giving out the money. You're so nice to people. That's why people keep taking advantage of you. You're the problem. Stop being so fucking nice. Have boundaries. Everybody's always up in your business, right? It's everybody else's problem, right? Because they're all up in your business. You have a mouth, you have a tongue. Won't you tell them, stay out of your business? That's your problem. You're the problem. Now you do you understand what I'm saying now, guys? Once you realize that you are the problem and you start fixing yourself from that problem area, you are going to start signing a new contract. The new contract, the season 2, season 3, whatever season you're at in your life, is going to bring in different people because the universe is going to see that you graduated from the old cyclical karmic cycles that you kept putting yourself inside of. Once you wake up and realize that sometimes you have a own karmic cyclical cycle with yourself where you keep thinking a certain way. Once you break that, you're ready to sign the contract. Just remember, if you're holding on to baggage, it's literally like TSA at this point getting on a plane. You know you're only supposed to bring one carry-on. And if you got other bags, you're not going to be able to bring those on the plane. What you going to do, fight TSA? No, you can't. TSA is going to be like, you can't board the plane, ma'am, sir. Because you're only supposed to have one carry-on. You got 2. You got to go back over there and put that underneath the plane. Like, you got to put that with luggage underneath. And you may have to pay extra for it because when you got the plane ticket, you said we were only going to have one carry-on. You lied to us. Now you brought 2 on right now. And we only have space for one carry-on to go up there. We don't have extra space for you. And what do? You take your ass and you go back to the front all the way down to where you check in your luggage and you go check in your second carry-on. Because you know damn well TSA is not going to let you board that plane. You think the universe is going to let you board the plane of your new contract if you're still holding on to old fucking energy? No, this is where you have to let go of the old energy in order to bring in the new energy. If you still have clothes in your closet that you don't even wear and you go out and buy new clothes, where the fuck do you expect to put the new clothes? Where are they going to go? Tell me, please. And a lot of you love this whole... they did that to me and they did... stop saying that. They only did that to you because you allowed them to do that to you. They only spoke that way to you because you didn't have enough backbone to stand up for yourself. They treated you like shit because you weren't strong enough to speak out and say, hey, don't do that to me. These are the things you need to work on before the universe is going to hand you a new contract. Because most of you needed to get out of that people-pleasing energy. Most of you needed to leave your families behind. Most of you needed to cut off those connections that you call best friend and this, and that have been real snakes in your yard the whole past 17, 20 years. 5 years, 6 years, whatever. You know what I mean? Most of you needed to let go of that deadbeat boyfriend, that codependent girlfriend. You needed to let that go. And if you did not let that go, even that job that treats you like a piece of shit, but then expects so much from you. You're not supposed to be there. You're meant to move. And when you realize when you're meant to move and you actually move, that's when the new contract will be handed to you. Not even that, more contracts are going to be handed to you with better opportunities, prosperous opportunities. But that's up to you to decide. You are the creator of your manifesto. You are the God of your manifesto, basically. So you decide, you choose. Do you want to show up to sign the new contract? And if you do show up to sign the new contract, how are you going to show up? With your baggage? Or with empty hands, empty heart, empty mind, empty conscience? You're empty? That means you're ready for a new beginning. If you're still full of anything, because some of you are just full of shit. I had to put that in there. You're not going to be able to pass go. I'm sorry, you're not. You're not. This is why working on yourself is actually a beautiful thing, because you will grow so much. You will have so much wisdom come in because you know what? You're not holding on to the old beliefs, the old way of thinking. And that's when things start to take off. When you break the cyclical cycle of that old mind frame that tells you that it's everybody else's fault, that you're not good enough, that you're lacking this and you're lacking that. It starts with you. Okay? So I hope everyone was there to sign their new contracts. Even if you weren't, I hope that you have the strength to show up for it. I hope that you have the ability to let go of the old things. I pray that you do. And I pray that you come into who you're supposed to be. And best thing to find out who you're supposed to be, look at your North Node. If you're still operating from your South Node, you're not going to sign the new contracts. You're going to keep going through that cyclical cycle because you need to learn that last lifetime, this is not what worked. That's why you're back here again. If you're living in your North Node energy, you're on track. So a lot of people, always ask me, a lot of my clients ask me, am I on the right path? Am I on the right path? To be honest with you, you don't need to pull tarot cards to find that out. You don't need to go to someone intuitive like me to find that out. Just look at your North Node. Look at your North Node. What is your North Node talking about? Are you living in that energy? If you're not, then no, you're not on the right path. We're all born with a beginning and an end. You're supposed to start off operating from your South Node, and you're supposed to end up midlife, or even sometimes earlier, the earlier the better, in your North Node. So today I'm going to ask this question, and this is going to be your homework for tonight. Are you living in your North Node energy? If you're not, go back, learn again, and come into your North Node energy. Once you come into your North Node energy, you'll be able to show up bright and cheery with a smile to sign that new contract. All right, guys? Mwah. I love you. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of the people that love you. Most importantly, take care of yourself. Put yourself first and choose you, because when you choose you, everything that's meant for you will come to you easily. All right? Love you guys. Bye. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Nosh.